Welcome to Milkhouse Recess, the show where we talk about current events, breaking news, and whatever tickles our fancy. Steph, what do you have for us?
Oh, I'm so excited about this one. So, the latest story that we're going to discuss is out of Florida. And if you haven't heard, there is a 33-year-old man who was apparently kidnapped by dolphins to help them build their underwater city. And
Yes.
he washed back on shore a couple of days later, and the plans were written out in the sand. His drug, there was no drug use, no alcohol, nothing. Just a man who had a real adventure and wanted the world to know. And I'm fascinated by it.
You know, it is a really fascinating story because this has been circulating. You did text about it, yesterday or the day before?
Yeah.
And it's going all over the internet, but this supposedly happened in, is it Lee County? I think it's
Uh,
Lee County in Florida. And yeah, the same story. Now, the details vary
yeah.
about what happened to this man. You know, somehow he was abducted by dolphins, pulled underneath. It said 60 feet from what I found. That's not very deep, but one of the leader dolphins was named Gerald. Did you
Gerald.
see
Oh,
that?
yes. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Listen, I've been following this for weeks, and I'm like, I believe there's a Gerald, uh, for sure. But that's the thing. I feel like when it first came out a couple weeks ago, it was on a news source. So instantly I was like, okay. But it's been shared 47,000 times.
Wow.
So my heart wants to believe there's some truth in it for sure.
Yeah. When I first heard it, my initial thought is that is complete baloney. But truth is stranger than fiction, according to Mark Twain.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean,
And go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I was just saying, there's some rules out there, some guidelines that maybe say you're not allowed to communicate with dolphins. Um, and I think this is just another topping on the cake of like, oh, this actually could be true. I believe it. We've all watched The Mermaid.
We've all
There's
watched The Little Mermaid. Atlantis is the first thing that came
Atlantis,
to
yeah.
mind.
Mhm.
So this happened in Florida, and the
Mhm.
closest body of water is the Atlantic Ocean,
It is.
Atlantis.
And I'd like to point out that in Bahamas, which isn't too far from
Hmm.
Florida, they have Atlantis there. It's a very fun resort. So maybe they just wanted another underwater. Um, so I know he drew blueprints, and he was told that he would be back for phase two of this.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna be honest, I think that Gerald was very smart in his decision because he knew there was no way this man would go back and not say anything. And then the culture we're in right now in the atmosphere, everyone else would rather be in the ocean than up here. So it's like Gerald knew what he was doing. He's like, I'll get more workers this way. So we're way too
especially for
nosy.
phase two. If
Absolutely.
you want to pull me in for phase two, please.
Bring it on. I think my life is a little too calm right now, so I'll go to Florida.
Right?
Bring me in. So yeah,
It
it's
the
fascinating.
article I read said they had him build cities, towns, and
Mhm.
condo-like structures. And his background, apparently, he was some kind of wasn't he some kind of engineer or something?
Mhm. He was something that Gerald picked the best candidate, I believe,
Yeah,
all around.
yeah.
So
There was a photo and everything, but forgive me, I think it's Lee County. I could be off,
yeah,
but
you're correct.
their county department denied ever arresting anyone with
Mhm.
that looked like this. And the deputy mentioned in the article is not on that department.
Yeah.
So it's a
Here's
cover up.
what's For sure. But here's what's odd too. And if I've missed this, someone can correct me or just let me live in this. This is the same picture that has been circulating 47,000 times. And not one person has says, oh, hey, that's not the Florida man. That's whoever, Joe Schmo from Alabama. Like, no one has come up and said, "That's not a real person." So, I don't know.
AI is so good these days, it's really hard to
That's
tell,
true.
but it is easy for the powers that be to squash a story
Oh,
like this
yeah.
if it was true, there was
Uh-huh.
truth to it. Just say, "Oh, it's just made up."
Right.
And people are paid off all the time. The government is really good at
Absolutely.
that.
And Florida is so crazy. I mean, I love Florida. Sign me up any day of the week, but there's so many different stories that come out of Florida. It's just a different breed, and it wasn't too long ago that what happened? There was that huge thing at the mall down there in Florida, and they
Yeah,
said it was nothing.
the Bayside Marketplace
Bayside, yes,
Aliens.
thank you.
So that's located in Miami,
Mhm,
Florida, and another crazy story. And I remember seeing that circulating on the net, and the
mhm.
only image or video I saw was just tons, like dozens of cop cars
Right,
outside and
right,
people looks like they were fleeing
right.
from inside the mall out.
And they were
And
just like,
this
"It's just a fight." Mm,
yeah, so the initial call
with the
apparently
aliens.
was for teenagers and fireworks, but
Right.
some people on the inside apparently claimed that there were two or three very tall humanoid figures inside the mall that started the
Mhm.
panic.
Right, as it would.
Right.
Like, no one's
What's
gonna
funny
calmly
about it
approach that situation.
yeah,
Yeah.
and what's funny about it is they say there is no evidence, like, local law enforcement said there was no evidence of any of these beings involved and nothing corroborated with any stories involving those humanoid figures. But the first thing I
Mm,
noticed was there is no cell phone footage from
right,
inside that mall
right,
about anything. I'm
right.
serious.
Or
There's
no footage
nothing.
from the mall.
No,
Release it.
only the aerial view, only the aerial view.
Right, correct, the one picture. So, I need more information. Like,
Yeah.
no one is coming out and saying there was nothing in the mall. There are a lot of people that I'm sure there was something weird.
There
So
had to be. I mean, I know the type of people we are being tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists,
right, right.
but it is fishy, no pun intended,
It's a good one.
about this story and the mall story because there's no video footage. But my
Correct.
question is about the Dolphin Man. How does one made up story, because there's so many,
Right.
become viral like that? I don't understand.
Well, because again, AI does a lot of crazy things, and the story seems so real. Um, so, but to be shared 47,000 times is just insane itself. My favorite has been on TikTok. There have been some like marine biologists that have been on, and like, I can believe that it's true. And it's like, well, you could just be messing with us too, but I want to believe that you're correct. I just believe there are many Geralds out there in the ocean and they've got work to get done. And they were like, what's the stupid population that we could get? And they would just fall for this, the humans.
The
So,
humans.
yeah, I want to believe it's true. And just as much as I believe there was definitely more than a fight at Bayside. Um,
Yeah. I
if anybody can contradict that, please go ahead
please
with evidence instead of just like, no, it didn't happen.
prove
I don't
us
believe
wrong.
that. I also believe the lady on the plane when she's like, that person is
Oh
not real
yeah.
back there. And that was shut down so quick. It's like if you just let these things run out on their own, there's more of a chance that people will believe you. But when you immediately shut it down, it's just already suspicious. You
I'm
can't,
glad you brought that up. I do not
yeah.
remember her name because I forgot
I don't
about this.
either.
But
I just thought of
so
it spur on the moment.
there was a video of her having
Uh-huh.
an emotional rant about
Right.
seeing she saw someone their face changed or something,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she refused to it was before takeoff,
Stay.
wasn't it?
I would imagine so. I
Yeah,
think it
she
was.
saw something that someone turned into something else,
Yeah.
and it freaked her out, and then I remember that video going viral and people were making fun of it, but then she
Yeah.
did an interview later, and it did not look like the same
No,
person.
it did not at all. And I'm like, okay. You
I
put up
thought
your
that's
hair, you
fishy.
fix it a different way, you can look a little different, but that
Sure.
was too much of a change. I was like,
Yeah, you're right. It didn't
no,
even sound like
no."
her.
And I'm just saying, like, there are different ways that you could have handled that. If you were drunk, you can just say it. But
Right.
again, the
Right.
way that was handled too is like, you just made this even more suspicious. I don't know. Maybe she was under the influence. We know that Florida man was not. So
He
I
was
don't
not.
know. I don't know. Maybe Gerald has a lot more control and power than
He
we think,
might.
and it's all connected. It all
Yeah.
goes back to Florida. So
You're right. The common denominator is Florida.
it's Florida. So a place I love
And
so much.
well, you mentioned it, and you mentioned earlier this episode, the it was illegal to interact with wild dolphins. You
Yeah,
wonder why that is?
I
Because
don't
you might get
know.
taken underwater to build a
Yeah.
city
Again, don't you think that how many more people since this article have come out have waded out farther in the water just to see?
just to see.
Just to see, could we really be a part of this? I do know that earlier this week, a group of dolphins saved a man and his son from being attacked by a shark.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a good way to grow some trust, honestly. It's all part of a
Dolphins,
greater plan.
yeah, dolphins really are the unicorns of the sea.
They are, and they're so cute, and I
They're
love them so
so
much.
cute. And
Yeah.
I found a fun fact about bottlenose dolphins, which are the typical dolphins we're thinking of, the
Yes.
flipper type,
Yes.
that they are highly intelligent, which we know,
Mhm.
but
Right.
they can recognize themselves in a mirror.
Yes.
And then something about they're so intelligent that when they're looking for prey in like a reef area, it's
Mhm.
sharp that they'll find some kind of a sponge to put on the tip of their nose to protect their nose.
I love that so much.
I mean,
Just think of it just for a second. Again, dolphins have been my favorite animal for all my life, and that was my goal for a while to be a marine biologist. But
mhm,
they seem like such docile and fun creatures, and
yeah,
yet who is afraid of them? Sharks.
sharks, the
I'm
notorious
just
sharks.
I'm just saying, like,
No,
there's
you're
gotta
right.
be something with that.
You're right.
So, I don't know. I think it's
Well,
all suspicious.
who's your favorite trapper artist? Lisa Frank, who loves dolphins too.
The dolphins.
Yeah, she knows.
So, she knows. She knew about this whole thing. If you look at her drawings, there's some underwater cities there, and I think that's where the original blue plant prints came from.
And
I'm here for it.
where we are
Yeah,
in the world right now, I mean,
exactly.
why not? We're ready for it. You
Yeah.
said it best on one of the recess episodes where we talked about the Bank of England would collapse if the United States recognized that there was intelligent alien life. And
Yeah,
look at where we are now. Funny,
yeah,
just a few
right,
months later, but
right.
anything is possible.
Oh, yeah, for
Pandora's
sure.
box, the lid is sliding off.
Yeah, I am not surprised by anything at this point. It's the only unfortunate thing is it's starting to get less, like, amusing. Like, you're just like, "Oh, okay, one more thing."
Yeah,
Like, but no, I like the story. I wanna believe it's true, and maybe we will hear more stories.
I certainly hope so. We will link all three of the stories we talked about
Absolutely.
in the
Yes.
description.
Yes. So add your comments. We wanna know. Are you team Gerald or team delusion? What are we on?
Please let us know.
All right. Well, that is it from Milkhouse Recess. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.